What's going on, guys? Danny here from Metal Couch, and today we're going to be looking at an instrument that has been in my arsenal for a little around 4 years now, the Gibson. And by Gibson, I mean Dean VMT Dave Mustaine's signature model. Now, a few things about this guitar. I got it in 2010 as a graduation present. When I graduated high school, it was a gift from my father. And it's really has been one of those things that I never really want to part with, as it's like it is like a personification of my personality in a guitar. So a few specs on this thing, going right into it. Mahogany body. Very, very nice, and I wouldn't necessarily say that heavy of a mahogany body. It's very well built, I've noticed. It does have a few dents that I have created on it from my various thrashy temper tantrums that have occurred over the years. And probably the biggest thing you will notice about this guitar is this nice quicksilver finish. I have a nickname for this guitar because of this finish. I call it the T-1000 because it reminds me of the killer cyborg that Robert Patrick played in Terminator 2. It's so shiny to the point where if you stare directly into it, you will notice that you can see your own reflection. Not to mention it's also ridiculously sharp, and you could stab a security guard through the eye and then replicate his shape and look exactly like him to kill Sarah and John Connor. Of course, hopefully you have an Arnold Schwarzenegger backing you to the point where you won't really have that big of a problem with this guitar. But moving on, you have a ebony fretboard with nice mother-of-pearl sharp tooth and dot inlays. This thing, I love the Jackson-style sharp tooth inlays, and when Dean came out with these sharp tooth and dot, I'm like, I get the best of both worlds here, and it's really, really shiny, and I want it. Pickup-wise, you have the Dave Mustaine signature live wire pickups, which are probably my favorite active pickups. I've played EMGs, I've played Seymour Duncan Blackouts, I've played other active pickups, and I really have never experienced a clear active tone like I have with these. Really what they are just a souped-up active version of the classic Seymour Duncan JB59 set. And that's one of my favorite pickup combinations. And if you are a big Megadeth fan, then you know that some of those awesome, awesome early records were recorded with the JB59 set. 2 volumes and 2 tones here with a 3-way selector switch. String through body with Tone Pro's bridge. Really great tuning stability on this thing. I've never had an instance where it goes out of tune. First time I really got this, it took a while for this guitar to get out of tune. It probably took about 5 or 6 days. Now, it's about normal when it comes to tuning stability. Other than that, it's really good. The neck is the Mustaine spec D-shaped neck. Feels very comfortable in my hands because I have very, very small hands. It may not look like it on camera, but if you compare mine to the average guy on the street, I have very, very small hands for a guy. And, you know, being able to reach all around the neck is definitely an advantage for me. It's not like a big, beefy Gibson neck, but at the same time, it's not skinny enough as an Ibanez Wizard neck. It really does have a great, unique feel to it. I really enjoy the feel of this guitar. It's probably one of the best I've ever played. You have, looks like 6 inline Grover tuners there, along with Mustaine's signature on the headstock. On the back, you have his silhouette. Also, a very unique thing about this guitar, if I can take this off here, is that it comes with recessed Dunlop strap locks built right into the body here. This, I don't know why other guitar companies do not do this. The fact that I can buy a guitar off the wall and it comes with strap locks already installed. Granted, strap locks are not that hard to install in the first place. It's nice to have those recessed ones so that way they don't hug up against your body. If you're like me, there's a lot of me to love. So you don't really have those strap locks coming in and hugging up against your stomach. As I said, active pickups, so on the back here you have the battery compartment, string through body where you insert your strings here for restringing. other than that, that about covers the specs on this guitar. I think it's time to move over and visit Dr. Marshall for some tones out of the Dean VM&T Dave Mustaine signature. Today we're going to be using the Marshall MG100 HD Effects half stack, and we're going to start out with some nice clean tones, starting with the treble pickup on the Mustaine signature. So let's see what we can do with this. Little clean maiden to start us out. Let's go to the rhythm pickup and see what we can find in here. Oh, what do we want to do? Let's do some yes. Something like that. Also get a nice, you get a really beefy clean tone with this rhythm pickup. It's not exactly the most, it's a rhythm pickup that I can't quite put my fingers on, is what it is. It's bad, but at the same time, it's not necessarily that good, but it also doesn't completely suck. Then again, when you're buying a guitar like this, you're not necessarily using the neck pickup. This guitar was obviously built for heavy metal and a reliance on the treble pickup. So let's move over to some more high gain. See what we can do here. Let me mute this. Start out with the neck pickup here by turning it up a little bit. So that way we can get a little bit better of a sound out of this. I think it's a little thing from an Ozzy Osbourne song, one of his more recent albums. What else do we have here? So again, there's a lot of gain that can be put out through these pickups, but that was a little too distorted. That I think I'm going to make a few adjustments here to treble and maybe a little bit to the gain, back off on that a little bit, and move on to the bridge pickup to see what we can get out of here. Let's start out with a little more Iron Maiden. I don't even remember how that song goes. That's the point. Let's try something a little bit more Megadeth-y. Let's see what kind of Megadeth sound we can get out of this guitar. Not bad. So, again, you can get these really nice crunches out of this guitar with the bridge pickup, and even a little bit out of the neck. The neck I really like to use for almost bass-like tones. I like to roll back off completely on the tone, go here, and just get some kind of, you know, some of those tones that almost completely lack any guitar-like personality, but then you get into the bass, and it's really good. I can make this thing sound like a very, very nice substitute bass because I don't own one. Overall, the Mustaine signature is a fantastic guitar. I've never quite had a V like this before. I've played Jacksons. I've played Gibsons. I've played Gibsons too, and they're not half bad because I'm contractually obligated to say that. But this really is probably one of the best Vs I've ever played. And if you don't have a problem with getting a signature model, then I highly recommend picking this up. You can find these retailing for around $799.99 US. They come in black and silver. There's also several other custom finishes out there if you want to spend a little bit more money. Those tend to go around $1,200, $1,100. Little bit pricey, but if you're looking for just, I don't need that, I just need a classic color, then you can pick one of these up for around $800. I highly recommend that you go to your local guitar store, whether that be Andertons or some other guitar store out there and ask if you can play one of these bad boys, because it really is one of the best guitars I've ever played, and I hope that nothing bad ever happens to this baby. So with that being said, in typical Andertons fashion, I would like to end the video with a surprise for Rob Chapman. Danny here from Metal Couch, signing out.